Okay, how's everybody doing this evening? Let's take a look at the EOS markets. Looks like EOS is down slightly, but we have a few more days left of this month, so hopefully by the end of the month it picks up to something close to what I predicted that it would be by the end of April. But what I want to talk about tonight is I want to talk about WordPress. And actually, what brought this to my attention is a video by Crypto Tim. So I appreciate his video because whenever I see WordPress and EOS together, those are two things I think go together very, very well. I'm very familiar with WordPress. I've been building WordPress websites for quite some time. WordPress, most people don't know it, but is the greatest content management system in the history of the world. If you build websites, believe me, before the days of WordPress, you were very thankful when something came about as WordPress. WordPress is an open source content management system that makes it very easy to put together a really clean, nice website that's very functional and search engine friendly, and makes it all together in one little package. That's why they call it a content management system. And it really does a nice job. So it's open source, and so many developers. It has a community of developers around the world that work on WordPress, add to the code, and that's why I think it's so similar to blockchain, and why the two fit together so well. And as you can see in this graphic, WordPress I think has a huge market share, share over all the other different content management systems. Of course, the rest of these, I've used some of them. They don't even compare. There's another statistics right here. Yeah, WordPress 60%. There's a lot of people don't even use a content management system, but the rest of these content management systems, you can see they're not even hardly registering next to WordPress. Of course, we're all familiar with Wix. They do a lot of advertising. Squarespace, Weebly, Front Page. That's been around forever. There's just a ton of these. I didn't know GitHub had GitHub pages. I don't even know what that is. There's quite a few of these I've used, and none of them really compare to WordPress. So anyway, WordPress, I'll try to give you some idea what WordPress is. WordPress is websites for a centralized world. So the way it works now is you go get hosting through somebody like GoDaddy. And I was looking at the largest hosting companies in the world, and I was surprised to see GoDaddy at 20% above Amazon. I use GoDaddy. I've been using GoDaddy for 20 years. I don't know why. Just got used to using them. I think GoDaddy, I don't like GoDaddy. I have a love-hate relationship with them, but I just use them because that's just who I use. And I've used GoDaddy for 20 years. And I've probably given those people a ton of money. I don't even want to think how much money I paid GoDaddy over the years in hosting and having hosting for websites and all the other things that I've done with GoDaddy. But anyway, the way it works now is you go to GoDaddy, you get a hosting, you set up your hosting, and then you're able to put in WordPress. You're able to apply or download WordPress to your hosting, and then you're going to pick a theme, and you're going to install WordPress into your hosting, and then you're going to have a theme, and then you're going to build. You're going to go to your let me see if I can show you what you go to. You go to this. Let's go to this thing. You go to your dashboard or your control dashboard right here, and you're able to, from this dashboard, build a WordPress website, which is really nice and pretty easy to do. And then after you get it all built, you can do it with this plugin. You can use a number of things. Oh, Happy Easter. That's nice. Someone wishing me Happy Easter. Well, thank you. Happy Easter to you too. And from this, you can do a number of things. And here's the plugin. This is just a picture of it. I'm not actually on a dashboard. But from there, you can do all kinds of things. You can plug in SEO stuff. You can plug in a shopping cart. You can plug in a ton of things. Well, now, one of the things that you're able to plug in is the ability to timestamp your updates on your WordPress website. So whenever you make let me see if I can find this plugin. I found it right here. I think this is the plugin. So whenever you do a timestamp, whenever you do anything on your WordPress website, now you can get a permanent record of that is on the blockchain. So this is amazing. This is such a great idea with just this plugin. Because, for instance, anytime you do anything, you can date it on your website, on your through this plugin. So if you make a change to your disclaimer, you make some changes to some offer that you have, or you make some anything like that, you'll be able to document when you made that change, and it'll all be time stamped, and it'll be, of course, on the blockchain, which means it'll be irreversible, and all this stuff can give you a great, you know, a more what would you say, honest way of doing business. So people can know what you've done on your website and be able to track what you've done and know the changes that you've made. And you'll be able to keep track of this on your website yourself. So this is amazing. And this is just a perfect fit. So I can see WordPress moving to the blockchain. And then more than that, even, I can see how instead of hosting through someplace like GoDaddy, you could host your WordPress website from this dashboard that I just showed you. You could host it through the blockchain. You could. Where's it at? Where's the oh, there we go. Here's the dashboard. Go to the dashboard, and you could host your website maybe through a plugin on the blockchain. So instead of me paying, I don't know how much money I pay every month for hosting for websites on GoDaddy, now I can just do it off the blockchain. I can host my website on the blockchain with GoDaddy through my WordPress dashboard. I mean, through on EOS with my WordPress dashboard. And this is such, this could migrate millions and millions and millions of users to the blockchain, and have everybody have a better system for operating their website, have a better system for having a record of their website on the blockchain. So this is just a natural thing, and this could just blow up like nobody's business. When I see the number of people that are using WordPress and the number of people, how blockchain is starting to take over the world, how these two worlds colliding could be, you know, something extraordinary, something that could really make a blockchain the next level, or make internet and WordPress and blockchain together are something that it's just meant to happen. It's just going to happen in a big way. It's just so exciting, especially for somebody like me that's worked in this centralized world of building websites. Now to have that website be able to be built on a decentralized blockchain and have everything on the blockchain, especially something that's quick. And this can only be done with something like EOS, because you need speed to run these kinds of transactions or have this kind of activity take place. It has to be on something very quick. So anyway, thanks to Crypto Tim for bringing this to my attention. And so I can make a video about it too, because this is exciting stuff. Anybody who owns the EOS token should be excited about this. I know some of this is probably stuff that some people don't understand, but if you do understand it, I'm sure you're very excited about it. I could tell that the guy that Crypto Tim was interviewed was really excited about it. I could tell the energy he had in his voice just by talking about this single plugin, of being able to use this plugin to record everything, that all the changes and updates to a website. I could tell how excited he was, and he's a developer on WordPress. I could see how he was already, the mind was working, and how everything was going off in his brain about, wow, how you have these two together, and how once you have these two working together, how this could just be another way of doing things that just blows everything else away, and is so much better for everything working. It's easier, and being able to record things better, and have a record of everything in a blockchain. Just a spectacular way of doing it. And adding that feature to a content management system like WordPress is so powerful. It's just unbelievably. And then to exclude or get away from these third-party, these third parties, it's kind of like getting away from banks, getting away from these big hosting companies like HostGator, GoDaddy, Amazon, all this other stuff, and being able to host everything on a blockchain. Pretty cool. And if you'd have majority of the websites on a blockchain, oh my gosh, the activity would be taking place then. It would be out of this world. So anyway, WordPress, EOS, they sound really nice together, and I think they're going to work really well together. And this is the first step by having this plugin, and I'm sure there'll be more. And like I say, hopefully hosting here very soon. So this is all pretty exciting stuff, especially for somebody that's been around it as long as I have, and kind of has a hand in both worlds of WordPress. Of course, because that's been my first passion, was WordPress. When I found out about WordPress and started working with WordPress, uh, it really made me understand the open source world, and then also understand how what would you say, how powerful something could be when everybody around the world contributed to the code and made it better. Because from the early days of WordPress to where it's at today is an entirely different product, and it's all because not because anybody got paid for it, because nobody gets paid for working on WordPress, but the only reason it got so much better is because people were passionate about it and they enjoyed it and they wanted to keep it going because they were using it as well as everybody else. So as people used it, they wanted to make it better. So they automatically fixed it. They worked on things that needed to be upgraded. And this is what is going on with the plugins. All these plugins basically are free. Some of them, you can pay for. A lot of them you pay for, but a lot of the plugins, some of the best plugins I use are for free. People just create a plugin for free, and you can use it because they're developers that love the project and they just want to make it better. So, and some of the best plugins. In fact, I don't think right now I pay for any plugins that I use. So anyway, this is a great way of going. It's exciting, and I think it's going to help the whole EOS community, and it will help the WordPress community too. I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much.